Hi guys, I'm Genesis Moss, and this is my review of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder action figure. But before I go into the action figure itself, as you've seen in my previous videos, I'm going to give you guys a little brief history about the Shredder. The Shredder first appeared in the Mirage comics back in 1984. He was originally intended to die in the very first issue, but later on, Eastman and Laird realized that he was a more popular character than they thought, and they ended up bringing him back. He became the Turtles' main antagonist and has been for as long as I can remember. He's a great character and was just very wicked and evil in the Mirage comics. He had no problems with killing anybody. He had no problems with just tearing someone to shreds. He was a really great character though, and I was really happy to get the chance to finally read those comics in my later years. Then in 1988, the Shredder got a very soft makeover. He was goofy, a little incompetent, not as tough. He was still a cool villain, but for the 1988 cartoon, he was definitely dumbed down a whole lot. And then in the 1990 live-action film, Shredder went back to being that evil, wicked character again with no problems killing or hurting anybody. He was just downright evil and just an awesome character. This was actually my first experience with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was a live-action movie, and I guess it really stands out for me as a fan. I personally really like this Shredder a whole lot, but then again, my favorite Shredder was in 1991, after Shredder took a whole vial of ooze and drank it. He became the Super Shredder in the 1991 live-action film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. Sadly, the Super Shredder was only in the movie for a couple of minutes before destroying himself while trying to destroy the Turtles. And then in 2003, we got our next version of the Shredder from the 2003 Fox cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This time, the Shredder was back to his evil, wicked self like he was in the Mirage comics and the live-action movies, but with one major difference. Shredder was an Utrom alien, much like the Krang Brain from Dimension X in the original 1980s cartoon. So that was definitely a really big twist. It's kind of where I stopped watching the cartoon. Once they said Shredder was an Utrom, I was like, I'm done. But before that, Shredder was a really cool villain, and I really enjoyed seeing him. And now with the new cartoon coming out on September 29th, I'm really excited to see what the Shredder is going to be like this time. From the trailers I've seen, he looks to be pretty wicked, and he looks like he only has one eye. So I'm really excited to see what they do with him. So let's go ahead and jump on in and take a look at this action figure. Shredder comes with a Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles blister card with the really cool green and yellow and purple color scheme that stands out with the New York cityscape behind him. And on the back of the card, it comes with the same Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo, the same purple New York cityscape with a bio for the Shredder, and a selection of other characters available in the line. Out of the package, Shredder looks amazing. I love the detail that went into this figure. I love the chest armor. It looks kind of like scales. His spikes look amazing. He's just real spiky this time. I really enjoy the way they made this figure look. And my favorite part of this figure, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it much from the pictures that I took, but his eyes look menacing. They're done in white but have like a metallic gloss over them, and it looks creepy. I love it. Shredder is just a fantastic sculpt. He's got pretty good articulation, which we'll get to in a minute. And he comes with 3 accessories. First off is his katana blade. With all these blades on the Shredder, why does he need a weapon? And he also comes with ninja stars, which you can also take those ninja stars if you want to store them and slip them in between the spikes on his shoulder pads. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Shredder's articulation. First off, his head moves in a full 360 degrees of motion. His arms are hindered by his shoulder blades, as you can see. He has elbow cut articulation, and his arms, if it were for the shoulder blades, would move in a full 360 degrees of motion, but they also move outwards as well. You can tell I had a little bit of trouble there. He also has wrist card articulation, and his hand moves in a full 360 degrees, but again, this hindered articulation here at at the shoulder just really, it kind of stinks. But otherwise, he gets a really good range of motion out of those arms. His legs have pretty decent range of motion, moving front and back and side to side, but they really can't swivel around to act like a boot cut articulation, which is kind of disappointing to me. He has a full 360 degrees of motion at the waist, full waist cut articulation, and he moves around pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look at some other versions of the Shredder. Here he is next to the 1988 Shredder action figure from Playmates. As you can see, there's a huge world of difference between the two of these characters. One of the major differences is that the 1988 Shredder was squatty. Had he had knee articulation, and had he been able to stand up straight, he might have been even taller than this version of the Shredder here. Otherwise, I still like the 88 Shredder. He was one of my first Ninja Turtle action figures. And let's go on to my next favorite version of the Shredder, the Super Shredder. As you guys heard me mention about the 1991 live-action film, Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, this is my favorite Shredder. He is just spiky and bulky, and I think he looks great. He's definitely a whole lot shorter than the Nickelodeon Shredder, but he's a little bit wider, I think, and those spikes look amazing. Overall, this is a pretty good Shredder action figure, though. And here he is with all 4 Ninja Turtles getting ready to attack. As you can see, he is definitely taller than all the Turtles, but he is a great display piece with the Turtles or any of your other Playmates action figures. Okay guys, that was it for my Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder action figure review. Overall, I think this guy is a really great figure. My only complaints are the lack of articulation in the knees and the hindered articulation by the shoulders. But overall, this is a great toy. If you're a kid, it has great playability. If you're a collector, he's going to look great on your shelf. So I don't see any reason not to get this guy. Thanks again so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at IHaveThePower82, and stay tuned for more Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figure reviews right here at Sector 7G.